My name is Tomy Matthew Vadakkancheril. I'm 59 years of age. I'm married to Sibja Daniel and we have two daughters, Gauri and Dhani. I'm based out of Calicut, but I divide my time between Calicut and the farm locations in Kannur, Kasaragod, Wayanad and Calicut districts of Kerala. I hail from a farming family in Wayanad. My parents and my grandparents were farmers, so farming is in the family tradition. We began organic farming in the early part of this century, in the first decade of this century, when the perils of chemical farming hit hard on our farms and the farming terrain. Fair Trade Alliance Kerala is a collective of about 4,500 farmers who reside in the hill tracts of Malabar. Fair Trade Alliance Kerala was created at the height of the agrarian crisis in Kerala to explore concerns of trade justice and to commit its products to a justice-tuned global marketplace. Elements as a business has three aspects to it. We run two organic stores in the city of Calicut in Kerala. We distribute Elements branded products across Kerala, and we also export organic and fair trade products to the international markets. Elements was created with the aim of bridging the physical and the emotional distance between a sensitive farmer and a conscious consumer. Fair Trade Alliance Kerala, which was founded later in the year 2005, was created to explore justice concerns in trade, to see how a sensitive farming community could reach out to conscious consumers across the globe. Well, as far as Elements was concerned, it took a while for the shop, for the organic store, to establish itself and steady itself. What we assumed to be latent demand that we could readily tap into was probably ephemeral, and we took a while to get across to consumers who were conscious in their consumption. Fair Trade Alliance Kerala, in comparison, was founded when the world was really awakening to concepts of trade justice and fair trade, and therefore our products readily fitted in to that marketplace. Along the way, of course, Fair Trade Alliance Kerala did face substantial challenges because the landscape of fair trade and trade justice changed dramatically. I think the beginning days of Elements, finding conscious consumers obviously was a challenge, but I think that sort of solved itself as we went along. For Fair Trade Alliance Kerala, organizing farmers, getting them interested in the idea of fair trade and making them believe that it's a viable concept took its time. My first customer literally was Professor P. Koya, who walked into Elements on the day of our opening and brought a bottle of wild honey from the store. Pakka's and Fair Trade Alliance Kerala's journey began almost at the same time. So it was only natural that when one of the most devastating floods hit Kerala in 2018, Pakka did reach out to us. Pakka and our other customers all across the world reached out to us, and we managed to open a program called Rebuilding Sugandhagiri with the resources that Pakka and other customers of ours contributed to. This brought substantial relief to farmers that were struggling to cope with the effects of the floods. This relationship with Pakka, which began when we began our foray into the international market, has stood us in good stead ever since and is a critical component of the way we do business with the Northern Hemisphere. The marketplace in India, particularly the marketplace for agricultural produce, is riven with uncertainty. When the harvest is done, the prices plummet. There is also not much certainty about when the farmers would get the price for their produce that they commit to the market. The relationship that Elements and Fair Trade Alliance Kerala has with Pakka ensures that we are able to offer a predictable, fixed, fair price to the farmers, and the fact that this money comes to us as pre-finance from Pakka ensures that the farmers get their price for their produce at the time of the harvest itself. These predictabilities are important, and it underpins our relationship with our farmers, which is facilitated by the relationship with Pakka. The most important product that we supply to Pakka is our organic and fair trade cashew nuts. We have also supplied to them our spices, and now steadily we are also supplying to them our organic and fair trade coconut oil. It's 21 years since Elements began its journey, and 15 years since the founding of Fair Trade Alliance Kerala and Pakka. We began as a single store in the city of Calicut in the year 1999. We are now 2 stores. In 2005, we began our foray into the international markets. Fair Trade Alliance Kerala embarked on organic farming, adopted the themes of biodiversity, food security, and gender justice. In the year 2012, we began our annual Seed Festival, which is a flagship event of the organization. Our product portfolio has increased now to cashew, spices, coconut, cocoa. In the domestic market, we also offer staples like rice. It has been an eventful journey and marked by milestones where our partnership with Pakka was critical in achieving those milestones. Fair Trade Alliance Kerala has managed to consistently pay more than market prices to farmers in the 15 years of its existence. So it has had clear, verifiable impact in the lives of farmers, but also in the local economy. Because while we are able to buy at higher than market prices, the local market prices too improve. So it's not just the Fair Trade Alliance Kerala farmers, but the farming community at large that has benefited from the market interventions that we did. I think the most significant challenge for both Fair Trade Alliance Kerala and Elements is learning to negotiate the new challenges that fair trade offers. The trade justice component of fair trade seems to be increasingly diminishing, and the charity component of fair trade seems to be increasing. We are rooted and firmly rooted in the trade justice traditions of fair trade, and we need to continuously innovate so that we can find markets that are attuned to this reality of trade justice and conscious about the challenges of climate change. I would like to visualize Elements, Fair Trade Alliance Kerala and Pakka as critical components of a value-based supply chain that is alive to the growing concerns of the day and our times. It includes our responses to climate change. It includes our responses to growing inequalities in commodity commerce. And it includes our way of sensitively tending to the earth in a manner that our children can be safe in a climate challenged world.